Welcome back to the show, everyone. We just had an emergency treat delivery, just so everything goes smoothly here on the show.
We have some lovely dogs that are up for adoption. You've met Mary Jo on the show before from Modern Dog Magazine, and special guest star, Cowboy.
I know.
I like how Cowboy has dressed down at post-Oscars in the rugby shirt.
Exactly. It's because of post-Oxfords. At least I can talk. Can we redo that? Post-Oscars, yeah. He was like throwing the ball around this morning.
Just to relax.
Now, we should clarify that the only dog not for adoption today is
the man.
Cowboy.
The man. Hands off the merchandise. He's just a sample of what you can get from Fabulous Rescue. Already been rescued.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about well, all the dogs and where they're from and how people can.
Well, you know what? Here's the reason that February in particular is a really interesting month to start thinking about rescue. Christmas time, we get all these little puppies under the Christmas tree with the big bows around their necks. By February, the novelty of a lot of those gifts has worn off. They've peed or...
Wait a second, this is another life I have to take care of. Oh, my.
Yeah, exactly. It was so cute under the tree with that big floppy bow.
And I can't believe people give dogs or cats or any kind of pet as gifts.
Yeah,
it really has to be a decision that you take a while making.
Yeah, it would be like giving someone a human child. Don't give me a human child, FYI, if I'm on your gift list.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That was your parting gift today.
Alrighty then. No,
we'll have
really,
to
good
rethink
idea.
it.
Good
I know.
It was a re-gift.
Okay, let's talk
Fiona and I have been making one for you.
Back to
did that get weird all of a sudden?
Yeah, it got weird.
Awkward.
So let's talk about some of these little fellas. Who do I have here?
Okay, so this is Kobe. He's 9 years old, and right before we started filming, you noticed that he doesn't bark particularly voluminously because he's been debarked.
I've heard of debarking, and it's when people actually surgically get their dogs incapable of barking, and I've never witnessed it. It's
so
sad.
horrifying, and I think whoever had that done to him should have it done to them. That's just me.
Yeah.
So a 9-year-old Pomeranian, he's absolutely gorgeous, and he was surrendered, and he's looking for his forever home.
He really is, and he's adorable. He's, we have to say that being on television with all the lights and cameras is not a normal circumstance, but he's handling it really well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, he's a stud. Like, check him out in that little
in the little
thing.
Stay with me, sweater. Yeah. Okay, now Mike has this is I've never seen a dog like Eddie before.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
Adorable.
Eddie is a papillon, and I have to say Eddie's actually quite popular, and there's an application in for him right now. Someone wants to adopt Eddie. These dogs are all available right now for adoption on littlepawsrescue.net. There's a myth that you can't get small dogs available for rescue, but you absolutely can. Your local pound and shelter are a great place to start, but the search shouldn't end there.
Yeah.
So you can get breed-specific adoption and size-specific adoption, and a dog like... Yes, absolutely. So littlepawsrescue.net, all the little tiny dogs in the world that you could ever possibly want, Yorkies.
You know what's really awesome about Eddie is that he knows his angles, and he just tried to play coy. He looked right in the camera and then looked away.
No, he learned that last night from Angelina Jolie.
He's doing the bam. And we have to talk about...
And he's popping the right leg.
The little girl next to you, who's a nervous one, but she's handling it so well.
She's a really interesting story. So she spent the first 4 months of her life in a cage at a pet store. And as you can imagine, being in a cage, if you're on the receiving end of the poke, 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 4 months of being poke, poke, poked at has made her quite nervous. So she's only 2 years old. She's the product now of a broken home. The mom and dad divorced, and neither of them decided to take Maddie. And so now she's available for adoption. I mean, this is like an amazing little monkey. I'd say a Yorkie crossed with something else.
You know, when we do these segments, there's such a beautiful highlight for the gorgeous animals and such a bad low light for human behavior.
You're so right.
You know, it's just like, what are people thinking?
Yeah, you're so right. But you know what? The beauty of rescue groups like Little Paws Rescues, then you get to see humanity in its finest hour as well, because the founders...
does Little Paws, is it a volunteer-based organization?
Yes, it's volunteer-based, and none of the dogs are housed in kennels. They're all fostered in homes.
That's great. So they're not going to be nervous when you get them.
Nope, they're socialized. Exactly.
Okay, let's bring out some more of our little doggies.
Are we trading?
We're trading.
I'm sorry,
are we trading
I love you.
Oh. Okay, let's bring in. Who have we got here?
This is Ariel.
Little Ariel.
Ariel is quite the little sausage.
Yes, seriously.
She's a little overweight.
That's why.
Ariel.
Now, it's interesting, Fiona, that you're holding Ariel and Kobe. They were from the same home. Ariel's also been debarked. I know. Take the time to train your dog and don't remove their vocal cords.
And all it takes really is time. Every puppy's going to bark.
Absolutely.
But you have to just take the time and learn about it.
Exactly.
Do the right thing when
every
they're young.
human will speak and every dog will bark. And it's their defense mechanism. So you're looking at two dogs right now who've been rendered utterly defenseless by their former human and who are now looking for their new human
who's going to treat them a lot
Now, they were
better.
living together. Would they be better together if somebody can? Or is they okay?
Maybe that would be nice.
Somebody
But
the
I
treat
think
I
at the end of the day, it's about getting them each a great home. And if they could be adopted together, fabulous. We have 9-year-old Kobe, we have 6-year-old Ariel.
And they're buddies.
They are absolutely buddies, and they're from the same pack.
Very
and
nice.
neither of them will make a sound.
Excuse me, Eddie, I need to reach over here for a second. This is Modern Dog Magazine,
yes,
and you did a feature. You wrote a feature
right
with Katherine Heigl.
Yeah, KDH. That's what I'm going to call her now. It's like we're like this. We're tight. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and a bonus dog.
It's raining dogs.
But this is beautiful. She loves her dogs, and she's a huge advocate as well.
Pro rescue. Yeah, she's absolutely phenomenal, doing tons of work with the organization. She started an organization called the Jason Heigl Foundation. Her brother was killed in a car accident a number of years ago, and they started a foundation in his name all about animal rescue. So
beautiful.
She's a really neat woman.
Who joined us while we were talking about that?
We had a poodle incoming.
Yeah, it's raining poodles. This is Rusty, and Rusty's about 2.5 years old, and when Rusty came in, he was thin, all ribs. He's now gained a little bit of weight. Yes, we're making out. We're going to make out. I'm just going to be necking with Rusty for a little while.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah. So Rusty had some digestion issues. He no longer does, but his former owners decided they weren't going to take him to the vet. They would just drop him off for rescue instead and let someone else solve it.
Now, I've heard that happens a lot when people think that they're going to get a vet bill. They abandon the animal.
Absolutely. I just wrote an article about that very thing. It's like, no, you know what? I can't really be bothered. So Rusty is in great health now, and he's like, 2.5-ish, I believe. And check him out. He's a total dude. Just hanging with Cowboy.
He's just hanging.
Yeah.
And if you can hang with Cowboy, you can hang
You know
with
what?
anybody.
Eddie is like just the most, he's the perfect dog for you.
I know.
He's just laid back, not listening sometimes.
You know I don't like to be upstaged, Fiona.
How's this working out?
Yeah, not very well.
Look at him. He looks right into the camera again. This kid has a future.
Oh, and they say owners and their dogs look alike.
Blue steel. A little blue steel action for everyone.
Magnum.
And we want to tell people once again the information on where they can find out about these dogs, where they can adopt these dogs.
So littlepawsrescue.net. And the other resource I would tell people to always check out is petfinder.com.
Yeah.
Just adopt, don't shop. Vancouver's such a forward-thinking city. It's time that we all just stop buying dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. Good call. Okay, if you want to find out more, go to the website, littlepawsrescue.net, and congratulations to everyone that's working there and putting in their time to make the world a better place for all the living things on our earth.
I got my hands full.
Thank you very much. We're going to take a break.